Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mangg. Welcome back to Mangg Plays the Best Games of All Time. We are in 1989. Oh my god, why is that so loud? It's unnecessarily loud. In a fucking arcade? Are you insane? Anyways, yeah, we're in 1989 now, last year of the 80s. We got an interesting mix of games in 89, I'll tell you that much. Starting with Final Fight from Capcom. Originally as an arcade game, was released on a lot of shit. Super NES, Amiga, Commodore 64, ZX Spectrum, Mega CD, all sorts of stuff. Oh my god, it's just too much, man. Right, so Final Fight was originally being worked on as a sequel to Street Fighter, which was an arcade game that came out in 1987 and is not on the best games of all time list. Alright, I'm just going to pause that. Yeah, so Street Fighter, the original, 1987, not really a big hit in history. I mean, it did fine in arcades and stuff, and that's why, they were working on sequels. So Final Fight was originally going to be Street Fighter 89. But then Double Dragon came out the same year, and they're like, hold up, that did pretty well. Let's maybe work on one of those. So they decided to pivot it into a side-scrolling beat 'em up, change the title to Final Fight. And the plot is basically Double Dragon. This guy's girlfriend gets kidnapped. He and a couple other guys just go through the streets, beating up everybody in sight until they rescue her. That's the plot of Final Fight. Final Fight was actually the highest grossing arcade game of 1990 in Japan, and was the highest grossing arcade conversion kit in the US for that year. Which just meant, a conversion kit was just, you didn't have to actually bring in a whole new cabinet and all that, just designed for it. You just swap things out in an existing cabinet. So that was a fairly common practice. So yeah, I mean, it was a big hit. The Super NES version sold 1.5 million cartridges worldwide. So yeah, I mean, plenty of people have played Final Fight, and it spawned a whole separate series of its own. And Final Fight 3, as I have mentioned, I believe is one of, if not the best beat 'em ups ever. But again, nostalgia, so on and so forth. Yeah, so the original Final Fight, I've played through it, I've beaten it. It's fine. I mean, I've never really thought much of it, but I started with Final Fight 3. Anytime you do that, the original has to be really something special for you to be like, oh shit, I started with the wrong one, Otherwise, it's just you look back and you're like, huh, that's interesting, that's how it started, and then, okay, I'm good. Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say. I don't know if it does anything like extremely revolutionary with the formula in the original, at least. I mean, it's just fine. It's very competently made. It looks great. Um, it's fun. I mean, it's just good. It's just a better Double Dragon, in my opinion. That's why I was hesitant. Like, how can I say Double Dragon is one of the best games ever made? Crazy. The Final Fight series exists. The Streets of Rage series exists. Turtles in Time exists. But anyways, let us play. So you got three characters in the original. You got Guy, Cody, and Mayor Mike Hagar. My man. Always plays Hagar in every game. He's just, I mean, he's a monster. He's just a monster. There we have the bad guy kidnapping, I think it's, is it Cody? Is it Guy? It's Cody's girlfriend? It's Hagar's daughter. And Cody's boyfriend. Okay. Let's do it. Boom! I find the color palette for Final Fight 1 is really muted compared to, like, Final Fight 3 that I was used to. So, it always just came off as really drab compared to what I was used to. Oh, but you pick up burgers. Boom! I mean, that's worth the price of admission right there. Boom! I mean, yeah, the influence from Double Dragon is very, very, very obvious. Hold on. I want to try to turn down the sound just a little bit, but you can't pause an arcade. Fuck. There we go. Oh, get the pipe! Get the pipe! Beat on these fools. So you got the nice distinction of having, like, names on screen for all the enemies you're beating up. Giving them all identities. Bill Bull there. Boom! I mean, just look at Mike Hagar's pose. I mean, it's terrifying. You know he's got a fucking sword? I mean, you want to mess with this dude? Are you insane? There's Damned. First boss. Unfortunately, Hagar's daughter is no longer here. Hollywood. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, he's a wrecking ball. It's glorious. That's your continue screen. It's just tied up in chains. With dynamite. Fucker. Oh, so there's Roxy. Roxy and Poison. So they just, in the original release, or the manual, or something like, I don't remember exactly, but there's two female characters, Roxy and Poison. And they decided that, oh, maybe it wouldn't be right. I mean, maybe people would be uncomfortable if they had to beat up women. There's Poison. So instead, they clarified at some point that they're not actually women. They're trans. They're trans women. This is... Well, I mean, they call them new halves, but... which is really just a lot worse than the idea of just having women in the enemy gang. You know, 89, man, what are you gonna do? So then in later releases, I know in some later releases they just changed them to men. I don't know if they ever just changed it back and said that they were just women. I don't know, but yeah, it was wild times. And I find it funny that, like, they thought people would care one way or another. It's like, I don't give a shit if it's a man or a woman or anything. I mean, as long as it's not like a dog, I'll beat the shit out of it. Because it kidnapped my fucking daughter. All of them are bastards. Ugh. Ugh. I mean, this was 2 years after Double Dragon, and it's just like such an insane difference to me. It's so much more playable and enjoyable. So less clunky. I mean, it's still clunky because it's a beat 'em up. I mean, it's pretty much every 2D beat 'em up is going to be a little clunky, but yeah, just so much better. Hollywood. Fuck! Still getting the shit beaten out of me. Andor Jr. Which is supposed to be like Andre the Giant, apparently. Yeah, I mean, I can see it. It's bigger than Mike Hagar. Oh, if you want to look up an excellent YouTube video, I'm hoping it's still online. Just look up The Ballad of Mike Hagar. It's fantastic. The Ballad of Mike Hagar is basically like meant to be an explanation for what happens after Mike Hagar like dies. Like in game, like, you know, when they kill him there. And then why, when he comes back, he, like, rockets back down and all the enemies get injured. Like, it's this very long-winded explanation, and it's glorious. Go check it out. Throw knives. No, don't throw knives at me. Fuck, fuck, fuck! Yeah, so Final Fight 3, like... I've played it many times with my buddy Ziggy. We just sit down and play it together all the way through. And, I mean, we've gotten to the point where we can just play all the way through without using a continue. Which is just... it's great. Because that game just has a lot more moves. It's got special moves that just destroy everything on screen with a button combo. And it's got multiple routes you can take throughout the game. I think we did a Let's Play of it at some point. That may have been on, like, Game Anyone days, but... yeah, both big fans of that. Fuck. Yeah! And then he just comes into this fucking wrestling ring and fights a guy in a samurai helmet with swords. I don't know why. And then I think this guy ended up in the Street Fighter series. That's where I seem to remember him from. Oh my god. Yeah, this game's way harder than 3. Hold on, I gotta get more coins. They brought this and the second one. No, well, actually I'm not sure. I know they brought this one to Xbox Live Arcade. It's called Final Fight Double Impact, and Ziggy and I played through that, and I think we did a Let's Play of that. Don't fuck with Hagar in the ring. Alright. So yeah, there's... Alright, here's the car. Just beating the shit out of a car with your bare hands. Oh shit. The best part is the guy that comes in afterward.
Oh my god!
Now, in the Super Nintendo version, I think they changed it to where he says, "Oh, my car," which is a clever little change. If you don't want to have the word God in there. But I just love that Hagar just finds his car at a gas station. He knows it's a bad dude's. So he just sits there and tears it apart with his hand. Fuck. Oh, it's humiliating. There's a lot of enemies. I feel like this version might be harder than, like, the Super Nintendo version. What the iframes? So yeah, no iframes whatsoever. What the fuck, man? Dead. Elgato! Fuck, just getting stabbed multiple times. Enough of that nonsense. No, Wong Hu. I mean, I don't know if I really want to play through the whole game. Shit. Fuck. Double Andors. That's how you deal with them. No, don't. Fuck. I started picking up both of them. Nice. Okay, back to what I was doing. Oh my god, just bum rush. Tearing through shit. Stay back, motherfuckers. There he is, Eddie. Look at that chest hair. Incredible. Iframes. He just pulls out his gun. It's like, wow, why did none of the others think of that? Come here. Eat shit. Alright, that's probably good. I mean, we're not going to play through the whole damn game. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good. It definitely holds up as far as just a nice playable beat 'em up game. The problem is there's so many of those. There's so many nice playable beat 'em up games. You've got the whole Streets of Rage series, the rest of the Final Fight series, the Golden Axe series, Turtles in Time, some of the more unique ones like the Dungeons and Dragons games that added like magic spells and equipment and stuff, and Knights of the Round. There's just so many of them. And Final Fight, I mean, yeah, it was early, but not especially early. I mean, it's not like Double Dragon, which kind of set the stage for this sort of game. Um, I mean, this came out the same year as Golden Axe, so it's just decent. Um, but holding up is not necessarily enough at this point to make it the best of all time. So I'm kind of surprised to even see it here, to be honest, on the list. Streets of Rage 2 is also on this list from 1992, and I've never played that, so that'll be interesting when we get to that. I think those might be the only beat 'em ups on the list, because it's a genre that basically fell out of fashion quite a bit with, along with arcades. Yeah, so no, I would not say Final Fight is one of the best games of all time, and I'd be hesitant to even say Final Fight 3 is one of the best games of all time, but I probably would just because I think it's the best beat 'em up game. But in general, I don't have big love for beat 'em up games, so yeah, that's what it is. It's fine though. It's decent. I mean, especially you got a buddy, it's decently fun to play through. But all right, that'll do us. My name is Mangg. This has been Mangg Plays the Best Games of All Time with Final Fight. I'll see you fine folks next time.